Us is written and directed by Jordan Peele, and it's his follow-up to Get Out, which was excellent and extremely surprising. I love whenever someone takes a different career path than you would expect. Like when Jim Carrey was like in Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine back to back, I was like, this is not what I expected from Ace Ventura. And Get Out was definitely not what I expected from Noise. But I'm glad that we got that because I loved his sketches on Comedy Central. But to see him become what he's become and what he's giving to film and the horror genre especially, it's just been a joy. The film stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. They're the mother and father of two young kids trying to have a relaxing vacation that is cut short when a family that looks exactly like them shows up outside of their house and begins to wreak havoc on their lives. You guys know me, I'm a big horror fan. It's my favorite genre. I fucking love horror movies. Give me all the horror. I want them all right now. Just let me have them. All the good ones. People need to make good horror. People need to watch good horror. People need to support this genre, and it's something I'm very passionate about, and hopefully one day I can contribute to myself, and it's something I'm really excited about, and I gotta say, I am just so happy that Jordan Peele's making movies like this. This film was fucking awesome. Get Out was so surprising and so different, but also just so goddamn entertaining. And he won an Oscar for the screenplay, and so coming off of that, obviously there's some pressure to see what you do. And I'm happy that he didn't change himself, like he didn't become some pretentious version of what he already was doing so well. Us is more of a pure horror film than Get Out was. Get Out had a lot of social commentary. It was very funny. This film has both of those as well, but it has a lot more of the horror stuff. There's a lot of blood, people creep around hallways holding fireplace pokers, so it's definitely a horror movie. It has all the things that a genre fan would want out of a film like this: brutal kills, lots of blood, an incredible score. I'm amazed this is only this composer's second score, Get Out being his first, for film anyway, according to his IMDb. It's so good, I want to buy it, I want to listen to it. I like to listen to horror movie soundtracks if I'm writing horror. It kind of puts me in the mood, gets me in that feel, you know what I mean? And this is definitely one of those that I would like to buy and listen to over and over. But it stands out because of the fact that the film can be interpreted in so many different ways. There are some aspects of the movie that are very obvious that tell you what's happening. But then there's a lot of it that is ambiguous. And it's definitely a film that on second viewing you're going to appreciate more. And I can't wait to see it again. I'm going to go see it again this weekend with my friends because I want to look at it through a different lens and I want to try to examine some of the imagery that Peele shows in the film and what he's going for, because there's aspects to it that are, you can look at it, I'm trying so hard not to spoil it, and I won't, don't worry, but you can look at the film a certain way and accept what it is the first time you watch it. And it works in that way. But you can also view it from a certain lens, and I really love that. I love movies that evolve when you watch it again, and I am so excited to do that because this film begs that. It really wants you to think about the film and to have a conversation, because there's a lot of ways you can view the movie. It can be an allegory for duality. It can be an allegory for how we view other people. What is our perception of the enemy? Is the enemy within our own selves, or is it someone else? How do we personify what we view as an enemy? And this movie has a really clever way of exploring those questions. But like I said, purely from just a filmmaking standpoint, the movie's really well-rounded. Lupita Nyong'o is incredible in the movie. She is so damn good in this film that the Oscars will just ignore her, and she will not receive a nomination. That's how good she is in the film. I say that because Toni Collette was so good in Hereditary, the best performance I saw last year, and she did not receive a nomination. But this could break the trend of the Academy historically ignoring horror films as a genre, because I feel like it might. And really everyone in the film is terrific. The family has to portray, the main characters as well as this doppelganger family, and they're so different. Winston Duke also, putting aside the fact that everyone plays a dual role, his character has to be scared while also being really goddamn funny throughout the whole film. And he pulls it off. And that's another thing I loved about this movie, is the way the comedy is interwoven throughout it. Oftentimes in scary films, a character will pause to make a joke in the middle of a scene. And you're like, really, man? Like, that wasn't funny. Like, someone wrote that and made you say it. be better. But in this film, the comedy really worked because it felt like a family dealing with this insane, horrendous situation, and then taking a breather and observing how purely bizarre it is, and just having to acknowledge the humor in it. And I thought that it just worked perfectly. I have really only one major issue with the film, and, don't worry, no spoilers. There's an aspect to the movie that I would have loved to have been more ambiguous, but it kind of lets you know. And I just wish that it said, no, you guys figure that out for the next 30, 40, 50 years and argue about it forever. I wish that that was how things happened during a certain sequence. Instead, it's like, no, this is what it is. And I like ambiguity, and I wish that it was a little more ambiguous. And really, other than that, I think this is a extremely well-made horror movie, a great second film from Jordan Peele. If he wants to continue in the horror genre, please do. It needs you. It really does. If you want to make other films, great. I want to see it. I want to see anything the guy does. Even if he makes a movie that maybe isn't as good as these two that he's made already in the future, I guarantee it'll be interesting. I guarantee it'll be something that you'll want to see just because he made it. I'm going to give Us an A-. I don't like comparing, but just for the sake of this video, I will. Get Out is probably the stronger film thematically, but Us is a better paced horror movie. And it's just like this pure horror film almost from start to finish. And in that aspect, I feel like I'll rewatch Us many more times. Plus, I want to, because it kind of begs you to do that. So I'm very excited for more people to see the movie, and I'm just excited for horror as a genre right now. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.